Hello, and welcome back to my ArundelBiz podcast. I'm the very relaxed Grayson Orfe.
And I'm Allison Akers. We are your hosts from Arundel Economic Development. Today we are here in Hanover with Marie Bittinger. She actually just recently opened a float spa. It's called Red Lotus Float Spa. So Marie, introduce yourself. Give us a little bit of background.
Okay. My name is Marie Bittinger. My husband Michael, and I opened Red Lotus Float. In November 1st, we opened the doors. We started this process about 2.5 years ago.
Okay.
And if you're not familiar with a float spa, basically it's like 60 minutes of unplugging. You know, we reboot our computers and our electronic devices all the time. Mm-hmm. This is a way to reboot our nervous system and just unplug.
That's cool. Where did you come from before?
So I worked for a local company in Hanover, Allegis. Okay. I worked as a payroll tax manager. I was responsible for $3.5 billion worth of tax money. Ooh. And now I'm responsible for all of this.
So you went from stressful to stress-free.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Well, from stressful to self-care.
Well, right.
Really,
there you go.
I love watching. My favorite part of this job is watching people float out of here. Literally, just this post-float glow. They're just all relaxed.
I'm excited to learn more about it.
Now, what are the benefits of flotation therapy?
They are wide and varied. Basically, it depends on what you're bringing to the cabin. Some people use it for stress relief. Like I said, it's a great way to unplug. It's a great way to just quiet the mind. Some people use it for meditation because of that. Some people use it for inflammation reduction or pain reduction. So what brought me to flotation therapy was chronic pain. And so I was able to get some relief with that and really benefit from it. Some people, it's really big right now in the sports industry. Yeah. Joe Rogan's always talking about it on his podcast. Yep. Stephen Curry. Yep. The Patriots, the Redskins, the Ravens, they all have their own
two really bad teams, one really good team.
Oh, here we go. Now, I just want to jump in real quick with a quick question. Now, do you see a lot of athletes kind of coming through and coming to this instead of, or in prevention of having surgery? Because if you think about it, like a lot of impact on the knees, a lot of impact on the joints and things like that, is this a viable option instead of, going that route?
I think it's a really good self-care option. I don't know that it would avoid surgery. Okay. I think that we already have a group of people that do CrossFit, that do marathon runners, yoga. They're in here. It's part of their routine. Just like maybe getting a massage would be a part of your daily or monthly routine of self-care.
But even the mind is so important in healing anything. So I think if you come in here and you're saying that there's benefits to just being stress-free and like resetting yourself, I think that's an important.
That was actually one of the things that surprised me the most. I'm in the middle of doing 90 floats in 90 days, which is crazy town. It's been really interesting. And I expected the physical results, but what I wasn't expecting was the mental clarity that I've gotten from it and the peace that I've gotten from it. It's pretty intense opening a new business, having an open house or ribbon cutting, getting everything together. And I was pretty peaceful through the whole process, which is unusual for me. I'm pretty high strung sometimes.
Now, before we get too far ahead, for those who haven't heard of Float Spa, can you tell us exactly what it is?
Absolutely. So you are in 11 inches of water. You're in 1,000 pounds of Epsom salt.
Wow.
So 11 inches isn't much. You think, how can I float with 1,000 pounds of salt? You're going to float. Wow. And no matter how big you are, no matter how small you are, you're going to float. And then the water is kept at like core skin receptor temperature as well as the air. So when you're in there, it's really hard to tell where the water begins and ends, where you begin and end. Wow. It's quite lovely. We have great cabins. So there's like a lot of different varieties out there for flotation therapy. There's the old Samadhi tanks that kind of look like a bread box, and you open the hatch and slide in. Great for floating, but a little scary for some people.
Yours are a little more luxurious, I would say.
Yeah, yours are way more awesome. Yeah.
They have pods that kind of look futuristic and look like a little clamshell. And then there's cabins, which I have. They have starry lights on the ceiling.
I love that.
Yeah.
They have cabin lights.
Peaceful.
And they have music. So you can turn all of that on or off in any combination that you want. You can even control the volume of the music. It's like low, medium, high, or off.
Okay.
So it's pretty high end. The next level, some people have open pods where it's just kind of like an open pool.
Okay.
We have the cabins. I love them.
Yeah, they look really cool.
Yeah, we took a tour just now, and it was, wow.
I'm surprised though that it's only 11 inches of water.
Yeah.
That's pretty unique.
And the thing, so there's two questions that I get asked most often. One is, what do I wear? What do you wear in your bathtub? Is the question, right? So you're in your own private suite. The door is locked. You go in the nude. And then the other question that people want to know is, how do you clean the water?
Yeah, that's a good question.
There's a lot of people who are uncomfortable with
question.
thinking about being in water that somebody else was in.
Sure.
So what I would tell you is that we use ozone and UV light, first of all, which is what they use for drinking water.
Okay.
Right? So it's cleaner than your drinking water.
Okay.
Wow.
We use a 1 micron filtration. It's a nice huge pump. We have a mechanical room in the rooms. That pump filters the water 4 times in 15 minutes between each float. And it's loud and it's quick. I mean, that water is moving, but it filtrates the whole body of water 4 times, which is way more than any pool you would ever be in, or a hot tub. Then there's also 1,000 pounds of Epsom salt. Not much grows in that much salt.
Yeah.
So it's super clean.
So transitioning, what made you even think about wanting to start your own business? So you went from working a desk job, to being an entrepreneur and you're going to be a successful one. We think this is a great location.
Absolutely.
But yeah, what made you start that?
I floated. Quite honestly, I floated, and the very first time I did it, this little voice said, "You need to open one of these," and I was like, "No." I got my secure job. I'm looking at my retirement. My husband's counting down the days to his retirement. We got a plan. I'm taking care of helping my parents who are in Nevada, and it was just not. I just couldn't see that. And then I floated 7 months later. And that same little voice happened. And my friend that was with me suffers from lupus. And she said it was the best she had felt in years.
Wow.
And I told her what I had thought in the float was that I needed to open one. And she said, "You do." And I got exactly what's happening right now, goosebumps. And so we talked about it for about 4 hours at coffee. Then I went home and told my husband, "I want to open a float." And he said, "Well, let's start researching." So I just started researching, and I started talking to people. And I really was met at the level of my needs every turn.
Wow.
So really it turned into passion,
Yeah.
like a passion.
Absolutely. I love
Passion
the
for
idea
helping
of helping
others.
people.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. I've always known I was supposed to help people, but I wasn't sure how to do that. And so that was my job, my focus at my job before I came here was to help people develop them in their career. And so for the changes, now I get to help them help themselves. I provide the environment.
That's awesome.
I provide a place that has a great energy, that is clean, that's safe, that they can really kind of let go and experience themselves.
That's so important. And people are lucky to have you.
Yeah. And that goes to show you too, when you find something you're passionate about, you'll never work another day in your life, because this is just
it's the truth. Old saying.
But it's the truth, because if you
true.
think about it, like I walked in here and it's just an atmosphere of calm, and I'm like, oh, this is great. And then you start to go through each room. I'm like, oh, this is great. Like I'm like, man, I want to open up a float spa. I just don't have any room with 4 kids.
You just need to keep coming to hers.
Yeah, really. I've had multiple people say, "I don't really want to leave."
I know.
I believe
I'm
it.
like, that's a good job.
Yeah. Now, I know you received a vote loan through our vote loan program. We wanted to know, how did you find out about AAEDC, and Arundel Economic Development Corporation?
Shout out to Steve and the finance team in our office.
Yes. Well, it again goes back to I started researching, right? And one of my biggest suggestions to people who want to be entrepreneurs and want to start their own thing, right, is research. Start talking to people. You never know who you know that can help you. And so I have a friend who is a female-owned plumbing business, and she actually gave me a resource. I looked at it, I found the vault, and I was like, no way, I'm like so close to the casino. This is me. This is made for me. And the process was super great. I felt like through the whole thing that I was supported.
That's good to hear.
And I had
We're
somebody
glad to hear that.
that I had somebody in my corner, even though it was a new business. It doesn't have a huge track record, although it really does. Flotation's been around commercially since the 70s.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
But a lot of people don't know about it.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Now, during that process, because I know that it could be scary because you're going from security to the unknown of like, oh my God, I got to open my own business. During that process, can you go into a little bit of how you felt going through it, being secure, being supported, and being guided through the whole thing? Like, how was that step-by-step process?
I mean, it sounds like you said you were supported through our office.
Yes, I was supported through SBDC. So SBDC helped me.
Candace.
Yes, Candace.
Candace is great.
Awesome. So she went over my business plan, gave me a thumbs up, gave me a few tweaks to it, added a couple things for me. She helped me with the profit and loss projections for the 3 years for the loan process. Everything was explained to me through the loan process. I will say I was a little overwhelmed the day we signed the papers, right? Because it's a lot of money.
Of course.
Yes, it's a little scary.
Absolutely.
But to be really honest, there was a lot of prayer and meditation that went into the whole thing for me. So I believe it's what I'm supposed to do, and I just have forged forward.
And mind you, it definitely worked out because we're standing here, and this is a success.
How long ago did you open? It's
November 1st.
Okay.
So
I
it's
was
not
going to
quite
say 2 months, but no.
not quite 2 months.
Great. So, I mean, we really believe that it takes a village, and we've done a whole podcast series on It Takes a Village for us to create a really robust environment in Anne Arundel County. We need to forge partnerships with others in the county. It kind of sounds like you have that similar mindset, and you found Northern Anne Arundel County Chamber of Commerce. Can you talk about that partnership, other partnerships that you think have been valuable to you through the process?
So Anita from AAEDC.
Yep. Anita Dooling is our business development associate.
She's amazing. She introduced me to a health and wellness committee in Northern Anne Arundel Chamber of Commerce.
Yes.
And so I attended that with her. I joined the Commerce the next day, and it's been amazing. Like, I belong to 2 referral groups with an amazing group of people. And again, that goes back to the research and connect with people. Like, you never know who's going to be your next, where your help's coming from, right? No matter what they do. Like, so I have a resource team, like from anything from insurance to, advertising, marketing, whatever. There's somebody in the Chamber of Commerce who can help me. And many people have done that, have helped me, have come support the business, have promoted it for me. And you can't put a value on that.
Yeah, that's great to hear.
Support, so.
Yeah. Now, do you have any advice for any entrepreneurs who are looking to kind of take that leap, do that same thing that you did?
Yes, I got lots of advice.
Please give it to us. The viewers want to hear.
Yeah.
So one of them, research, right? There's lots of stuff out there. Use the small business, SBDC, use AAEDC, or whatever is in, like Baltimore has its own groups. Reach out to your Chamber of Commerce, talk to other business owners. So I happened to walk into Primo's, which is right around the corner, right near the mall. And I recognized the lady behind the counter, and I was like, I know you. We start talking, and her husband had just opened that business, right?
Okay.
Great food, plug for her. And so she was immediately, when I started telling her about this, we were in the process of construction. She was like, oh, bring me your flyers and I'll put them out. And so she's been sending people to me. And
good.
I mean, and that's just from a conversation.
Yeah.
Like, so talk to people. I'm not a salesperson, but I believe in what I'm doing and I want to help people, right? So it's been really cool. You never know where your resources are. The other thing is, and I tell this to everybody who will listen, if you're starting a new business, and you know the name. Let's say it's ABC Construction, right? Or let's say it's Red Lotus Float Spa. Before you file with the business, your name, your company, with the state, secure your domain.
Yes.
Secure your
100%.
domain.
That
Yes.
is great advice.
Because they will, somebody will buy it and try to sell it back to you for basically extortion rate.
Yep.
And so I was so upset when it happened to me because I didn't know. And I literally couldn't sleep. I thought, I'm going to have to rename my company. I'm not paying them for this extortion. And what happened is that's why we are, Red Lotus Float on all our social media.
Oh, okay.
So you can find us on Facebook, on Instagram, on
Good.
Snapchat at Red Lotus Float. Instead of Red Lotus Float Spa, because somebody bought that. So I tell
it
everybody,
still
every new entrepreneur, secure your domain first.
Yeah.
It's great advice.
That is awesome. Well, Marie, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, so just you said some social media. Where can people find they want to make appointments, they want to buy gift cards for birthday, for Christmas,
holidays,
for holidays.
So-
How can they find you? How can they make an appointment?
They can call at 410-595-6908. They can go to redlotusfloat.com. They can check out the Instagram or the Facebook at Red Lotus Float to see more about it. They can call me. I started off with that, but they could call me. And questions. And really what I suggest, if you can't imagine what we're talking about, come get a tour.
Yeah.
I love walking people through here.
Yeah.
I really do. It's my favorite thing.
And then actually you can buy, I see some of these merchandise back here, and you have a lot of local artists and a lot of paintings throughout. Can you talk about that real quick?
Yes, real quick. I truly believe in win-win. I think that's this whole company is built on the spiritual principle of win-win. So in that vein, I have tried to use local companies whenever possible. I have local artisans that bring their art. So it was a win for me. I have beautiful art on my walls that I didn't have to pay for, and they have the opportunity to sell their art. Don't take any piece of it. It goes straight to the artists.
So you have a lot of local.
And then, so I have local stained glass and canvas paintings. And then this is bath salts, some bath products. One of my favorite things, bath tea bags, where you can throw them in the water.
Oh,
and that's a local artist from Virginia that has helped me tremendously. And then we have some fair trade salt lamps.
So you provide an entire experience, I would say.
Yes.
Full service,
Absolutely.
self-care experience.
Yes, we have the infrared sauna for people who want to get out of the cold.
Yeah.
This is the perfect time of year for that. And we have a regroup room where you can get yourself together if you have appointments after floating, because you're going to get wet. And then we have a sanctuary where you can kind of chill and have some hot tea and read a book, journal. Yeah. I have a journal where people have written like some stuff about their experience. It's really lovely.
Oh, that's great.
Awesome.
In there.
Awesome. Well, Marie, thank you so much. This has been a very relaxing experience.
Relaxing and enlightening. I learned a lot.
This has been great. This has been so great.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much.
So you can tune in to any of our My ArundelBiz podcasts. It comes to you monthly. You can tune in on ArundelBiz.org. on any of our social media platforms. So that's Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn. We put it up on YouTube. If you don't like to watch the video, you can listen to it as a podcast form on anywhere that you like to listen to podcasts.
While you float.
While you float. Yeah, maybe we could have Marie put it on so you can listen to it. But check out any of our podcasts, listen to Marie, come to a float spa, learn about new things, new areas in Anne Arundel County, in your communities, and the people that are creating jobs and opening up really new, really cool businesses. Thanks.
Thank you.